This video is sponsored by Mississippi Land Bank. Visit mslandbank.com. Big old physical linebacker. Rush in. Tyrus Wheat from Mississippi State. 2020 was his first season for the Bulldogs. He came from junior college, so he really got his feet wet in a year that doesn't count against his eligibility. He should make a big jump this year. He's a physical player, and they need that. Let's take a look.
Wyatt gets the ball. Wyatt backs to throw. Wyatt looks. Fires toward the end zone. Passes. Caught for touchdown by Matthew Butler.
Let's watch a little Tyrus Wheat. Tyrus, a junior college transfer, playing outside linebacker, rush in for Mississippi State. Last year was his first year in football. The most physical team has a great chance of winning the game. 9 out of 10 times, team wins. They were more physical than their opponent. And the great thing about a guy like Tyrus Wheat is he is a physical player. He gives you a thumper, a hitter, a guy who, when he hits you, he creates turnovers, he knocks a ball out. We'll see that in some of the highlights. He's a physical player, and with Errol Thompson, their most physical player the last few years, having moved on to the NFL for the Atlanta Falcons, it's good to have a guy like Tyrus Wheat in your linebacker rotation. Let's take a look. So he's listed as a linebacker, 6'2", probably listed in that neighborhood of 230 to 240 pounds, and a physical guy. Came to Mississippi State out of junior college at Copiah Lincoln, and 9 games that he played in, only started in 8 of those. You can see there he was 8th in the SEC in sacks per game, so not bad for a first-year player last year. This video is supported by Mississippi Farm Bureau Insurance. Find an agent near you at favrates.com. All right, here he is lining up on the edge of the line of scrimmage, but he's going to drop in coverage. It doesn't look like it's going to be a coverage snap, but it is. So watch him right here. He wears number 2. He's going to drop, look up the flat, come hit him, knock the ball out. Creates a fumble. Now, it's bang bang. Honestly, it could have, if they'd called it incomplete, I'm not sure you have much of a complaint. I don't know if they reviewed this play or not. But anyway, we'll watch it. Okay, so he's lining up rush, but he's not coming. As we saw, he's going to drop. And what I like is he gets to that drop zone right away, and then he checks. He checks here, and then he checks back here and finds where that nearest threat is. It's actually a really good job fundamentally when you consider his first year. So he looks him up initially. Sees one go vertical, and he's getting to that drop zone. See him check back the other way? Checked it again. Quarterback has sort of led him in there, but this is what I'm talking about, being physical. Lower your head. See what you hit. We can't see right there. I don't think he actually goes down with the crown of his helmet. Had he done that, it might have been a call, but he kind of ducks. But I think he's got his face mask up right here. The key is it a catch? Did he make a football move? Possession, 1, tuck. I guess they're saying he tucked it and then fumbled it. So it's a really good physical play in coverage. He just kind of throws himself around, hits, knocks people backward, and they're just going to need more of that this year. They gave you a different angle on this. You can see it left side of your screen. Good physical wrap-up. I don't know that he had it, but they called it a fumble. When you describe a guy as physical, hitter, thumper, you don't think of coverage, do you? You don't really think of pass coverage. But that's a really nice job. And again, everything you're seeing here, this is the first year in a year where the eligibility almost doesn't even count. And a lot of junior college guys, it takes 4 or 5 games into that first year in D1 to get going and to kind of get used to it and become the player they are. He got going pretty quick in that first year, so I think he could really make another step this year. This is a good play here. In the line of scrimmage, right there left, outside linebacker, DN, it's a 3-3, but again, it looks like he's pass rush, but he's going to drop. This is another coverage snap. See him drop right into the throwing lane. Quarterback never sees him, just throws it right to him. Not to mention it's kind of a poor throw. Now we'll watch the return. Well, I'll tell you what, let's go ahead and watch it. I'll snap it again. Drop in the throwing lane, underneath the crosser, catches the football. Watch him return here. Get a little block there. That's a really poor call. Let's move on to QB, cut it back. Kind of sealing the game right here, so he's not trying to score, but a good athletic play. To go back and kind of see what's happening right here, you've got the corner, which is the farthest outside defender right here. That's Emerson. Okay, so this quarterback knows out of this bunch, I got a crosser coming all the way across. So pre-snap, he's thinking, who's on the edge over here, right? That's what he's thinking. And I believe, anyway, pre-snap. Well, what happens? Corner runs with him, right? So he's gone. I think that's where the quarterback's eyes are. Because I was looking on the play to see, okay, is he looking over here and then he flipped late and that's why he didn't see him in the throwing lane? It looks like his eyes are actually right here, but, he's just kind of looking past him because he lined up on the line of scrimmage and the corner's running across. So there's this trigger to the quarterback that, hey, there's nobody outside on the crosser. I got a touchdown. Problem is, he's looking right through Wheat, who's just standing right there in the throwing lane. So it's a matter of being where you're supposed to be. But what I like is catching the football. It's wet, nasty day. You got an opportunity to make a play. It's a poor throw. It's behind him also. But then catch the football and make a play. So, he was explosive. They're just going to need more of that out of him in 2021. This interception, it's sort of a gift, but you got to be in the right place to take advantage of their mistakes. And you saw him check. He's dropping off into coverage. He's in the right place. And then the ability to find the football. A wet day, a lot of linebackers are going to let that ball go through their hands. He's lined up in this A-gap, right shoulder of the center, right over the foot, not over the ball, but, just to the left of the nose guard right here. So that's him. And he's going to get matched up against this running back. So watch it. He actually goes over the guard, hits a running back, and he's clear to the quarterback. Just a total mismatch. So I'm talking about him being physical. And I guess he's lined up over the guard. It's hard to see the angles here. But you got nose, so maybe he's just head up the guard. And they actually have 7-man protect. So 5 linemen, a tight end, 6, and a back. So this is 7-man protection. So when they step, he's just coming off that edge of that guard right there. And what happens is the tight end steps back in. I don't know if he's supposed to get him or not. The tackle stays out on the defensive end right here to the outside. But tight end kind of steps in half-heartedly. The back is left really solo one-on-one. And this is a total mismatch with Wheat just firing off downhill. And they meet back there in the backfield. So watch him full head of steam. And, once he sees gap, it's like it doesn't matter who's blocking him, much less it's the fact that it's a tight end running back not doing a good job. And he's just a much more physical player than they are. Boom, knocks him off his feet and clear to the QB sack. That's what I'm talking about. Physical. And he showed that. I think he'll show it even more now that he's kind of used to everything. It's really a second go-around. But this is a deal where, you let him come in that A-gap and you're going to block him a little running back, he's probably going to win that matchup a lot. I'm going to show you an example of what he can do. Now, he's standing up right here on the end of the line of scrimmage for the defense. 3 with their hand down. He's a linebacker, walked up over the Kentucky left tackle. And it's a physical place, what they need more of out of him. Watch him right here. Boom. Knock that tackle right back in the lap of the QB. And this is a really good job. He just attacks him up high. Really a physical play. And it's one of those, he's getting a little bit of a running start because he's not firing off. He's got more of a separation. They had their hands down. You kind of see they're close. He's getting a little bit of a, 2.5, 3-yard running start downhill right at the tackle. And watch this move right here. Shoulder into him and extend those arms. He's more physical than the tackle. Delivers the lick, boom, and then extend those arms, and now you got him. Leverage, he's underneath. He's got the tackle knocked back. Watch that tackle's left foot. Left foot goes back, butt swings around. You got to turn sideways, drive him into the lap of the QB. It's what he's capable of, and he's just going to have to repeat it, do a little bit more of it in 2021, make a step. Knocks him back on his heels, driving back into the lap of the quarterback. And see, it's a good play. They just need more of it. Instead of 3 or 4 of these throughout the year, they need about 13 or 14 of these type plays this year. Is on the end of the line right here. That's where we've seen him a bunch in these plays where he's kind of creating some problems for the offense. He's going to be matched up against the Vanderbilt left tackle. Gets a shoulder into him. It's a nice leverage move right there. He steps out, you go in. Get that arm inside. You don't get inside, so now what? Get him off balance. Knocks him off balance. I think the tackle may get his foot stepped on right here if you look. See what I'm talking about? Look really closely. as he's trying to do some battle with Wheat, I think somebody comes through, maybe steps on the back of that left ankle, and that possibly helps Wheat right here. But look at this move. When you get stepped on, just left arm into his shoulder and just throws a 300-pound guy off of you. That's some upper body strength right there. Just get rid of him. Get off the block somehow. Don't stay blocked. Just because you're engaging a block doesn't mean you're doing your job. Kind of getting held, but get off of him. And so throw him off. Then get to the ball carrier. What you like right here is he gets there, wrap him up, and then the awareness to strip the ball out of there and recovers it himself. So this is just, being ultra aggressive. Make the play when you have the opportunity. You're not satisfied with a sack. Aggressive, strip that football out of there and then fall on it. Nice play. That left arm, throw the guy off to get off the block. So we're talking about being physical. Don't just take on the block. No, get off the block. And then he, heads up play, strip the ball out of there, create a turnover. And again, they're just going to need more of that this year. So you look last year, he had a sack in that game against LSU, and it was one where they kind of blew the protection. It wasn't so much what he did as what they did. Kentucky, a sack in that ball game for 6 yards. Another one against Vanderbilt, forced a couple of fumbles in that ball game too. A sack against Missouri, and then a half sack against Arkansas and Tulsa. And in Tulsa, he had the big interception. So 5 sacks on the year. That leads Mississippi State coming back into 2021. When you size it up with the rest of the football team, there he is. Not your leading tackler returning, but your second leading tackles for loss guy behind Brule. You had 8.5, but he leads your team in sacks last year and back this year trying to add to that total. But very active. You look at a stat line for a guy's first year. Only played in 9 games, didn't play in all 11. But interceptions, forced fumbles, led the team in sacks. He needs to be big for that defense this year. All right, thanks for watching. Appreciate Mississippi Land Bank for supporting these videos. Y'all check them out at mslandbank.com for anything land related in North Mississippi. And to Mississippi Farm Bureau Insurance. Farm Bureau, go with the home team. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you on the next one.